Brandon tried to play it cool, but inside he knew a girl so smart, so responsible, she must be a keeper.
Bringing you stories and memories from Orchard Lake, Civic Center TV, and 89.3 Lakes FM.
Get ready for The Splash Live, Greater West Bloomfield's dedicated update show. Events, businesses, and people. Anything and anyone causing a ripple in the community. And now, let's dive in to The Splash Live.
Find local municipal meetings at our program schedule on civiccentertv.com. Find when your meetings air live or when they're replaying on our Civic Center TV live stream. Find it all at civiccentertv.com and click schedule at the top of the screen. Take a break and tune in to The Splash Live on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. Join Tyler Kieft as he goes through headlines and events, updating you on the day-to-day happenings in Oakland County. Catch us live weekdays 8:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. Watch us on demand at civiccentertv.com. Or watch us on TV at Comcast Channel 15 or AT&T at Channel 99.
I'm an ex-drug dealer, and I'll be your sub today.
6, 7.
2 milligrams of fentanyl can be lethal. A lethal dose is in here. Who gets it, I won't know.
It's cheap, it's potent, and it's profitable.
The sad reality is fentanyl is being mixed into everything now.
More kitchen now.
Get ready for The Splash Live, Greater West Bloomfield's dedicated update show. Events, businesses, and people. Anything and anyone causing a ripple in the community. And now, let's dive in to The Splash Live.
Hello and welcome back to The Splash Live, keeping your local news close to home in West Bloomfield, Keego Harbor, Orchard Lake Village, and the city of Sylvan Lake each and every day throughout your work week. I'm your host, Tyler Kieft, and thank you for joining us as you do each and every day of your week on Comcast Channel 15 and on AT&T Channel 99. You can also find us on our website on civiccentertv.com, live and on demand, both in high definition. Find us on Facebook Live also at Civic Center TV 15 and on YouTube at Civic Center TV. In addition, your favorite local programming is always live and live to tape on the radio on 89.3 Lakes FM and on lakesfm.com. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Your favorite Civic Center TV shows are always on the radio. Taking a look at your weather forecast for this week and the week ahead, the next few days, going to be warmer by a landslide and in comparison to where we were 1 week ago, but some snow, some rain in the forecast in the first half of your week. Today, your high 32, your low 18. Going to be cloudy with some light winds, 5 to 10 miles per hour all throughout the greater West Bloomfield area. It will feel like a regular winter day, but that's some good news given the kind of weather we've had of late. Again, 32 high, 18 low, and cloudy on this Monday. Tuesday is when we start to see the precipitation come into factor in our community. A high of 35, a low of 31. Cloudy, but snow will be happening most of your day, beginning right around 5 a.m. with a 20% or so chance of snow in the 48323 area code and nearby area codes in the greater West Bloomfield community. That jumps up to a 50% coverage area between 8 a.m. and 11 a.m., a 55% between 11 a.m. and 2 p.m., and then a 45% chance between 2 p.m. and 5 p.m. From there on, it will remain cloudy for the rest of whatever sunshine is left for the day. So a very winter weather kind of day on Tuesday. That being said, at this time, nothing too alarming in the forecast. We will keep you updated. Wednesday going to be the warmest day of the first half of your week. 40 is your high, 34 is the low. Cloudy, but the rain does come into factor later on in the day because of those higher temperatures. Right around 2 o'clock, you can expect some light rain, and that will persist throughout your afternoon. So keep that in mind over the next few days. Some snow and some rain in the forecast. Today, the clearest of the days in the first half of your week with just a cloudy day and a little bit of wind on this Monday. Plenty making headlines across the greater West Bloomfield area as we kick off this new week. Last week, Friday, we had a great chance to introduce some new leaders in our business community with the Greater West Bloomfield Chamber of Commerce and our friends at West Bloomfield Parks. We'll review that special day, plus bring you up to date on some special events happening in the city of Keego Harbor. Taste of Keego 2.0 happening this week throughout the heart of the lakes. Their restaurant week will give you some insight on that and a little history lesson also on Taste of Keego. Some helpful tips to prevent carbon monoxide from invading your home this winter, what to do outside of your home as you're clearing snow, plus some helpful advice on carbon monoxide prevention in your home from our friends at the West Bloomfield Fire Department. A really fun picture from West Bloomfield Parks late last week. A deer posed for a pic right outside of the Recreation Activity Center. We'll tell you the backstory for this really cool photo posted by our friends at West Bloomfield Parks, plus some advice on how to interact with the deer that you may very well see at the Town Hall complex as you're traveling throughout there this week and beyond. A chance to also explore some local nature with West Bloomfield Parks is coming up at the Recreation Activity Center. We'll tell you about this event and how you can interact with some of their animals in their nature room. Plus, it's your last chance for your kids to sign up for the first Lego Robotics League team at our elementary schools this year in the West Bloomfield School District. We'll tell you how to sign up for that, when your deadline is, and when the first practices of the next semester come along. In just a little bit, we'll talk to Gina Gregory from the Greater West Bloomfield Historical Society, a big milestone coming up for them as they celebrate 50 years serving our community and preserving our local history. Gina will join us on the show to talk about all of that. West Bloomfield School District is hiring food service workers, plus various other departments from throughout the greater West Bloomfield area are continuing to hire at this time. We'll tell you about this food service job that could help you maybe fill some time during your day while also serving our local schools, plus also about these other jobs that are still available in West Bloomfield Township in various departments. You have a chance to learn a new skill this week and beyond in the city of Sylvan Lake and their knitting group. We'll tell you how to join in on that. A free veterans coffee coming up in the prettiest little city in Michigan, plus chances to join in on a special art show in April and how to get even on some of your back taxes, some information on that from the Oakland County Treasurer's Office. Plenty more stories from across the greater West Bloomfield area, keeping your local news close to home. Up next on The Splash Live.
We'll be right back with The Splash Live. Find local municipal meetings at our program schedule on CivicCenterTV.com. Find when your meetings air live or when they're replaying on our Civic Center TV live stream. Find it all at CivicCenterTV.com and click Schedule at the top of the screen. Take a break and tune in to The Splash Live on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. Join Tyler Kieft as he goes through headlines and events, updating you on the day-to-day happenings in Oakland County. Catch us live weekdays 8:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. Watch us on demand at CivicCenterTV.com. Or watch us on TV at Comcast Channel 15 or AT&T at Channel 99.
I'm an ex-drug dealer, and I'll be your sub today. Two milligrams of fentanyl can be lethal. A lethal dose is in here. Who gets it, I won't know.
It's cheap, it's potent, and it's profitable.
The sad reality is fentanyl is being mixed into everything now.
More kitchen now.
Bringing you stories and memories from Bloomfield. Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. And now, back to The Splash Live.
Welcome back to the Splash Live, keeping your local news close to home in West Bloomfield, Keego Harbor, Orchard Lake Village, and Sylvan Lake 5 days a week. I'm your host, Tyler Kieft, and thank you for joining us. Reminding you can also join us all throughout your week on demand and find all of your favorite programming from across the 4 communities on CivicCenterTV.com. Program live coverage from last week Friday out at West Bloomfield Parks Connect Senior Center, where we Greater West Bloomfield Chamber of Commerce, including some of their friends like Judge Diane DiAugustini from 48th District Court on the right side of that picture on your screen right now, and so many others as we welcome new members to the Greater West Bloomfield Chamber of Commerce and officially swore in their new board of leaders for the 2024 calendar year. We were there for live coverage before and after the event, and we're able to enjoy all the festivities, talking about the ways that the business community connects to every other corner of Greater West Bloomfield, whether it's in West Bloomfield Township and or the Tri-Cities. And we also had a chance to talk to many other newsmakers in the community. We talked to Judge DiAugustini, Supervisor Kaplan, Treasurer Weingarten, and Clerk Debbie Binder from West Bloomfield Township, some business owners, and to Kelly Heyer from West Bloomfield Parks, who we broke some news with her on Friday as well. They're planning at West Bloomfield Parks to completely remodel and rebuild the Recreation Activity Center, and you may not have known that the vision for that Recreation Activity Center was not originally fulfilled. Now they're trying to do that, and they're going to do it in style with a massive facility expected to be proposed there, including a bond vote coming up in the coming months. Take a look at some of what we had to hear from Kelly Heyer on that special project.
The entire facility was never completed. So it is titled Recreation Activity Center, but if you've been in the building, the Nature Center is only 900 square feet, very tiny. It houses all of our admin, and there's only 2 small rooms. And the biggest highlights I'll go over really quick, briefly. Expanded nature community programming. Everyone loves our naturalists. West Bloomfield is very special because we love nature, and we love nature outdoors, but bringing it indoors is special, interacting with our live animal exhibits and our naturalists. But we're going to have a dedicated senior space with a lounge, with some permanent card tables set up. And we are going to have a gymnasium, a middle school gymnasium with an elevated walking track.
Basically turning that into a community center for West Bloomfield Township, essentially, with all the recreation activities there, that gymnasium that Kelly talked about, as well as opportunities to bring Connect Senior Center to a permanent home with all the facilities and all the needs that they will, and facility needs that they'll need for all those senior programs too. More information coming up on that in the coming weeks as they finalize those proposals and start to talk to West Bloomfield Township and nearby neighborhoods and all the other stakeholders in the community before that ultimately will, as they plan at this time, put that up for a vote for some bond dollars to help them fund a massive new facility that would ultimately complete the original goal of the Recreation Activity Center. Keep up to date with that on WBParks.org. Some fun happening in the Keego Harbor Parks and Recreation just a week from today. We'll start Keego Harbor's Taste of Keego 2.0 Restaurant Week throughout the heart of the lakes, as you'll have an opportunity to get special deals and check out all the great eateries in the city of Keego Harbor. Now, Taste of Keego is not a new event, despite this being the 3rd annual Taste of Keego 2.0. It's been reimagined in the past years. This really kicked off Taste of Keego 2.0 during the COVID-19 pandemic, as of course our restaurants were shuttered or had to vary the way that they operated their business on a day-to-day basis. That led them to create, instead of a single night event where you got to taste some meals or dishes from a bunch of different restaurants in Keego Harbor and surrounding areas, why not have a full week to celebrate with special deals, special meals, and special events at these restaurants right in the heart of the lakes? Again, this is going to be happening beginning on Monday, January 29th, 1 week from today, and running through February 4th. You'll be able to find a full list of restaurants participating in Keego Harbor's Taste of Keego 2.0 in the coming days on the Facebook page of Keego Harbor Parks and Recreation. Follow them on Facebook at KH Parks for even more information. Plus, you'll get even more info on all of their events coming up in the 2024 calendar year. They previously posted a full listing of their events happening during this year. It all kicks off with Taste of Keego 2.0 next week, Monday, but so much more fun all throughout 2024. In March, they'll have their egg hunt right around the Easter holiday, their canal cleanup in early April, and then community garden, city garage sale, of course, the Memorial Day events, and so much more in between. You can get involved and, of course, learn more again on their Facebook page, facebook.com/KH Parks. A really cool tip was posted from a member of the Keego Facebook group. Member Lorinda Jubelt had posted a reposted image from the Lake Orion Police Department that was encouraging people to clear the areas on the side or the back of their home where many of their utility units are placed, especially as we get heavy snow all throughout the winter season. This could cause some blockages and maybe have the exhaust or other fumes that come out of these different areas of our homes have a little bit more difficulty getting out. And when they can't get outside, what do? They stay inside, and some of these could cause carbon monoxide leaks into your home that could potentially be poisonous depending on how much of that does backflow into the home. So some good advice from this post from the Keego group that was reposted, of course, from the Lake Orion Police Department. We have so much good advice for keeping your home safe from, of course, fire and smoke and even carbon monoxide from our friends locally at the West Bloomfield Township Fire Department, which also, of course, is who serves the Tri-City Fire Department in Keego Harbor, Orchard Lake Village, and Sylvan Lake. They had recently posted this infographic on your screen on CivicCenterTV.com on their Facebook page. It kind of explains some of the different problem areas where carbon monoxide could leak into your home, areas you should pay attention to or you should be cognizant of, and maybe areas you should place a carbon monoxide detector somewhere nearby in order to detect increased levels of carbon monoxide in your home. It is silent. There are no immediate symptoms of it. By the time you're feeling those symptoms, you're really at the point where it's starting to take effect anyway on your body, and it can be extremely dangerous. So they have plenty of information on how to prevent this. Of course, in your garage, if you're warming up your car this winter, make sure the door to your garage is open so those fumes from your exhaust pipe are going outdoors and not accumulating indoors. Also be cognizant of the areas where you're running your furnace. Make sure you're getting that checked regularly. You should be getting your dryer vents checked regularly to make sure that fumes aren't going to be backing up as they're escaping out of your home. And as Lorinda Jubelt had reposted in the Keego Facebook group earlier on this weekend, maybe check in on some of those utility outlets on the sides of your homes too. All good advice to keep you safe this winter from carbon monoxide, the silent killer in your home. Plenty more advice on home safety, fire prevention, carbon monoxide prevention, and more from our friends at the West Bloomfield Fire Department can be found on their Facebook page, facebook.com/WB Fire Department. We'll take a break on the Splash Live. On the other side, a special appearance from some friends in nature at the Recreation Activity Center, how you can explore more local nature with West Bloomfield Parks. Plus, it's your final chance to sign up for First Robotics Lego League in the West Bloomfield School District. We'll give you all the details on that and more coming up next on the Splash Live.
We'll be right back with the Splash Live. Bringing you stories and memories from Orchard Lake, Civic Center TV, and 89.3 Lakes FM.
A fresh start lets you refocus, helping you live in the moment, where you can take the leap or take a bow, basking in the glitz and the glow of winter. Because when the snow begins to fall, you feel the excitement rise. Set your sights on a winter wonderland as Fresh finds new ways forward in Pure, Michigan.
This is Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. On cable and the radio. On the web too, and on social media. Civic Center TV, television that's close to home. And now, back to the Splash, live.
We're keeping your local news close to home all throughout the greater West Bloomfield area, 5 days a week, right here on The Splash Live. I'm your host, Tyler Kieft, and thank you for joining me on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM all throughout your work week. As many of you at home maybe consider us your friends over at West Bloomfield Parks. Nature is arguably their best friend and some of their biggest friends from right around the natural areas outside the Recreation Activity Center, stopping by and posing for a pic with West Bloomfield Parks late last week. A bunch of deer outside the Recreation Activity Center standing by, enjoying the snow, enjoying the nature, maybe rummaging for some food in the wooded areas behind the West Bloomfield Town Hall complex, including the Recreation Activity Center, and even posing for this picture, a beautiful picture you can see on West Bloomfield Parks' Facebook page at WB Parks. This is pretty common, actually, to see deer roaming around the entirety of the Town Hall complex, but they really seem to enjoy being right outside the Recreation Activity Center, and that's pretty apropos considering how much of an effort West Bloomfield Parks puts in to educating the community about its local nature and encouraging those to get out into nature. That being said, as you're interacting with these deer, you want to keep in mind that they are wild animals. They're living their lives. You want to make sure not to disturb them. So if you are encountering them at West Bloomfield Town Hall, try not to startle them too much. Don't get in their way. Definitely, if you see a mother and their doe, that you don't want to get in the middle of them because they will be protective of your children, just like you would be, and give them the space that they need to be peaceful and continue to roam around the West Bloomfield Town Hall complex. And if you have any more questions about the right and the wrong ways to interact with deer and other local wildlife, head on over to our friends at West Bloomfield Parks, ask them a question on wbparks.org, or go over to the Recreation Activity Center and get in contact with some of their naturalists. Another good way to do that and get this education along with your kids is to enjoy some of their events inside the nature room with live animal shows, including one coming up in just a couple of weeks. February 10th, a good day to learn at the Recreation Activity Center with the kids from 10 a.m. until 11:30 a.m. with Cold-Blooded Critters. Experience a live animal feeding, plus photo opportunities and hands-on interactions with animals for ages 5 and up, featuring some of Michigan's cold-blooded critters, reptiles, and amphibians, many of whom have their own little homes inside the nature room at the Recreation Activity Center. You can register for this event and find more information on other live animal shows, nature room events, and education opportunities coming up and in the future at WBParks.org. I'd also highly encourage you to head over to our YouTube page at Civic Center TV and watch A Minute with Nature, Warm-Blooded and Cold-Blooded Animals, where Parks Natural Supervisor Lauren Azuri previously went through a great overview of of many of the local warm-blooded and cold-blooded animals, when they thrive, how they thrive, some details on them. It's one of the fan favorite videos on our YouTube page, and of course, you can even learn more on WBParks.org. If your kids are interested in robotics, maybe some additional STEM or STEAM learning outside of the classroom, great opportunity to do that in the West Bloomfield School District is by joining the first Robotics Lego League Explore team. This is for grades 1 through 3 in our elementary schools all across the West Bloomfield School District, with Thursday practices that happen right after the final bell to close out the school day. However, their first semester is coming to a close. Their second semester will begin in just a couple of weeks. February 8th will be their first practice after school for the first Lego League Robotics Explore team. However, if you want your kid to join the team, or your kid wants to join the team, time is running out to register for that second semester. You have until January 25th to register to join this team. There is a post about this with a link provided on the Facebook page of the West Bloomfield School District, facebook.com/West Bloomfield Schools. You can learn more about the first Lego League Robotics team and first robotics teams across the school district for various ages by following along on their website, wbsd.org. So many different extracurricular learning opportunities, whether it's in athletics or in STEAM learning such as this. wbsd.org is the place to go for even more details. We'll take a break on the Splash Live. On the other side, we are always celebrating history here at Civic Center TV and have quite an extensive history all across our 4 communities. And the one organization that's keeping all of that organized and preserving that for years to come is the Greater West Bloomfield Historical Society. And, well, in 2024, they're making history themselves, celebrating 50 years of service to our community. Coming up next, we'll talk to their president, Gina Gregory, about an upcoming event commemorating 50 years, plus some of their fun events and services coming up in 2024. Stay with us, The Splash Live. We'll be right back.
We'll be right back with The Splash Live. Want to enjoy Civic Center TV on your social media? Find us on Instagram at Civic Center TV. Get notified when we upload one of our interviews, full episodes, and more. Thank you for watching and listening to Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM.
Here you go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Take a break and tune in to The Splash Live on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. Join Tyler Kieft as he goes through headlines and events, updating you on the day-to-day happenings in Oakland County. Catch us live weekdays 8:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. Watch us on demand at civiccentertv.com. Or watch us on TV at Comcast Channel 15 or AT&T at Channel 99. Bringing you stories and memories from Sylvan Lake, Civic Center TV, and 89.3 Lakes FM. And now, back to The Splash, live.
Welcome back to The Splash Live, keeping Greater West Bloomfield news close to home all throughout your work week on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. I thank you for joining me along the journey each and every day. I'm your host, Tyler Kieft, and encourage you to keep up to date with us and all of our original programming, municipal meeting coverage, and more from the Greater West Bloomfield area 24 hours a day, 7 days a week on civiccentertv.com with links to all of our social media for updates throughout the week as well. The Greater West Bloomfield Historical Society for 50 years has been serving West Bloomfield and the Tri-Cities, preserving our local history from Apple Island to the Sylvan Lake Community Center and beyond. They'll have a special celebration to commemorate 50 years coming up in just a few days, and plenty of fun events covering all of our local history in 2024. Here to talk to us about the special 50th anniversary and all those fun events and other seminars coming up is their president, Gina Gregory. Gina, thank you so much for joining us today.
Good morning, Tyler.
It's an exciting time for the, good morning to you too, and it's an exciting time for the Historical Society as we're getting closer to their 50th annual meeting as they celebrate half a century of serving our community. So for those that aren't familiar with our hyper-local Historical Society in Greater West Bloomfield, what are some of the different ways that your organization helps to preserve our local history and tell stories of our local history to our residents and visitors?
Sure. Well, 24/7, we offer our website, gwbhs.org, standing for Greater West Bloomfield Historical Society. Our museum is open often, the first, second, and fourth Sundays and third Fridays. So we will be open this Friday. We were open last Sunday with a curling open house. And a quick note that open house was special because it celebrates curling that premiered here in the United States, right on Orchard Lake in the early 1830s or so, or sooner than that. So that was Sunday. Tomorrow we're having a opportunity open house docent training from 1 to 2 at the museum, 3951 Orchard Lake. So if you're interested in becoming a docent at the museum or learning more about our other programs, when we have a library presentation, there's opportunities there to welcome people. That's going on. And our annual meeting is Saturday, January 25th, for a 50th anniversary meeting will be on the Orchard Lake School campus. It's kind of fitting that we have it there. We began on the Orchard Lake campus at a picnic in the summertime. A couple of guys at a picnic, more than two, had the idea of the organization, and from there it gained traction and moved forward. So here we are. And then in Sunday, February 4th, our presentation is going to be Chaldeans in Southeast Michigan, past and present. And that will be interesting for us to learn what's going on with them in the greater area as well as West Bloomfield. So we're very excited for our 50th annual, so it'll be more of a celebration annual meeting.
Yeah, there's a lot to celebrate. It's 50 years of preserving history, and it's not just the basic history of our four communities, West Bloomfield, Keego Harbor, Orchard Lake Village, and Sylvan Lake, but a collection of developing cultures in these four communities and beyond over these past 50 years. We have so many different racial and ethnic and religious backgrounds that are in our community and have continued to grow in our community over these years and be preserved through the Greater West Bloomfield Historical Society, including local connections to Native Americans, and that includes, of course, a big connection on Apple Island. There are so many resources that are available through the Greater West Bloomfield Historical Society if people want to explore the history of our local area. And again, that 50th annual meeting going to be Saturday, January 27th from 10 a.m. until 12 noon at the Orchard Lake School's dining room. Tickets are currently available. $15 for brunch reservations are due by January 23rd. Send an email to anna@gwbhs.org for more information and to sign up. And Gina, in terms of the availability of these different artifacts, what is collected by the Historical Society, and what can people engage with when they go to an open house at the Orchard Lake Museum, or when they're looking through your website to find some different artifacts and some pictures and some stories that connect to our communities?
We have a virtual exhibit of a few different topics, as well as we have archives. And so it's a research tool so that you can look through it and you can search or you can just browse through it. We have over 2,000 items that we've put in there. We've had a grant this past year and added more. So that's always fun to look at, and it's a research tool. At the museum, we have informational panels as well as activities to do there. We have a grinding wheel. We have that was farmers used to sharpen their tools. We have the coin making machine from a trolley. You can check that out. And we have our very own little Keego Harbor Theater, a mini version with 2 seats. And we run videos on that, so that's kind of a fun thing. And the chairs are amazingly comfortable. So there is the grinding wheel. You can sit on that and give it a try. We now have the canoe down, so you can see it as a canoe, which is really nice. We have a moccasin out and a boot from the middle 1800s. That bell is now in storage. And then the Walnut Hills, that's Albert Kahn's summer house. We have his birdhouse, and then the sign, and then some informational panels as well. One of the exciting things that we are going to implement in 2024 is looking more at our culture and trying to increase our diversity and recognition that the Anishinaabe and many Native Indigenous groups lived here, by putting up the Anishinaabe national flag that's now recognized nationally outside our building soon. So we're excited by that.
You can learn more information about our local connections to Anishinaabe Native Americans, including our programming on Apple Island from the West Bloomfield School District and the Greater West Bloomfield Historical Society. Apple Island Then and Now with Christy Forehand is continuously airing on our TV channel, as with our sort of documentary and discussion with Miquandan Jewell, or Mike Jewell, perspectives on traditional Native American life on Apple Island. You can find listing times for when that's airing on Civic Center TV TV on our website on civiccentertv.com, and even more information and resources on Native American connections to our 4 communities on gwbhs.org. Gina Gregory joins us on the program, president of the Greater West Bloomfield Historical Society, as they get ready to celebrate their 50th anniversary in our community. Again, their 50th annual meeting and celebration will be Saturday, January 27th from 10 a.m. until 12 noon at Orchard Lake Schools in their dining room. $15 brunch reservations are currently on sale, gwbhs.org. And Gina, you talked about your focus this year on collecting more information, stories, artifacts on many different local cultures in the Greater West Bloomfield community. But over the past several years, a greater effort's been made too on collecting memories, both present and in the past, from families across our communities. Tell us about that effort, how that's evolved over the past years, and if people are building these memories in our communities now, how can they give them to the Historical Society?
Well, we've made it very easy. We started this during COVID, but we continue it. I think it's a great resource. We call it Collecting Memories, where you can go to that website or that button, click on it, and then upload your Word document, your video, your photograph of your memories of anything that you're interested in. It seems easy, and it is. All you have to do is put it together and upload it, and we'd love to have you. It's a great resource for the community as well. I encourage the fire department to send us their memories as well. We're a repository. So that's one of the functions that we have that I think is really vital and continues to be. And I had one more detail about the annual meeting,
Sure.
And that is that Dr. John Radzilowski will be giving us an update of the activities there he's the director of the Polish Institute of Culture and Research on the campus there. And it'll be nice to see what they're up to. They're in the middle of expansion and updates, so History Alive right there as part of what we're doing in January.
And what a great location to celebrate the 50th anniversary of the Greater West Bloomfield Historical Society on the campus of Orchard Lake Schools, which has a rich and long-standing history in our area, as well as the former location of the Michigan Military Academy. All the kind of stuff you can learn through the Greater West Bloomfield Historical Society on their website, gwbhs.org, by becoming a volunteer or meeting with one of their friendly docents on the 1st, 2nd, 4th, and 5th Sundays and the 3rd Fridays from 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. at their open houses. All that information and contact info available on gwbhs.org. Gina, before we let you go, anything else that we should know about the 50th anniversary celebration coming up this year with the Greater West Bloomfield Historical Society, or other upcoming programs?
We're very excited that Apple Island Tours will be returning this year in June on the 8th and 9th. And then August 11th, we're having our first poker rally. It's going to be for autos, and it will start at West Bloomfield High School, where in the morning the robotics club will have a car show from 9 to noon, and then from noon to 3 we're going to have our driving tour, where you pick up a card at each location, then you come back, and the one with the winning hand wins the prize. So that should be fun too, and we'll do that. And then we have other informational programs coming up of new content during the year, but I'll come back later to talk about that. We have a couple of mapping projects that are pretty cool. Neat way to learn more about history. So we'll leave it at that today.
The fun, the learning, and the education continues on gwbhs.org and across social media, Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube at gwbhs. Gina, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Appreciate having Gina on the show and talking to the Greater West Bloomfield Historical Society, not only because it's time to celebrate 50 years of their service to our community, but also because they do such a great job all throughout the year of preserving our local history, whether it's in the past or the history we're making today, of course, through projects like their Collecting Memories initiative that began during the COVID-19 pandemic and continues even on today. More information, as always, on their services on gwbhs.org. We'll take a break on the Splash Live. On the other side, whether you're looking for part-time work or maybe even a change in your career field altogether, there's plenty of job opportunities in public service right here in the greater West Bloomfield area. We'll tell you a little bit about those open jobs up next on the Splash Live.
We'll be right back with the Splash Live. Bringing you stories and memories from Keego Harbor, Civic Center TV, and 89.3 Lakes FM.
Finding a reputable business shouldn't require luck or chance. But how can you tell who you can trust? Pro tip, the BBB connects people with businesses they can trust. So think of the BBB as the better, check with the BBB first, because better businesses are honest and commit to high ethical standards bureau. That's why they're better. Always look for the sign of a better business and find a better business anytime at bbb.org.
Okay, Dad. 1, 2, 3. You saved me. Dad?
Are you okay?
I'm fine, dear.
Your hero needs you now, and AARP is here to help. Find the care guides you need at aarp.org/caregiver.
Want to enjoy Civic Center TV on your social media? Follow us on Twitter at Civic Center TV. Get notified when we upload one of our interviews, full episodes, and more. Thank you for watching and listening to Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. And now, back to the Splash Live.
We're keeping your local news close to home 5 days a week on the Splash Live on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. And thank you for joining us all across the greater West Bloomfield area on CivicCenterTV.com. If you're looking for some work opportunities, whether it's part-time or full-time, now is a great time to apply for jobs across the greater West Bloomfield area, including in our school district, where West Bloomfield Schools is looking to hire some part-time food service workers for both 4.5-hour and 7.5-hour shifts each and every day. A great opportunity for some part-time work, as they even say on their flyer here on your screens on CivicCenterTV.com. It's a perfect way to do some work while your student is in school, while keeping them close to home as well in case anything else comes up. It's part-time work beginning at about $13 an hour starting pay, and these jobs are available for more information on WBSD.org, or follow that link that's on your screen that you're seeing in this flyer on CivicCenterTV.com. As we speak, these jobs are open right now, and other positions available are also listed on WBSD.org. But the West Bloomfield School District isn't the only local government organization that's looking to bring in some new employees as we're near the end of the first month of 2024. Various departments from across the West Bloomfield Township came together last week at the West Bloomfield Police Department headquarters for a special job fair, introducing potential job goers in the community to a number of different departments. As you take a look through some of the photos of that day, it was over at the newly renovated police department headquarters, where we saw all of our departments, from police to parks to the library to West Bloomfield Township and so many more, looking to hire new workers. And those jobs continue to be available today. It wasn't a one-off event where they told you about those jobs and that was it. You had to apply there. Some of these are still open as we speak. The West Bloomfield Fire Department is actively looking to hire some new firefighters and paramedics for their 6 fire stations serving West Bloomfield, and of course the Tri-City Fire Department in Keego Harbor, Orchard Lake Village, and Sylvan Lake. Starting pay range is around $54,000, and your top base pay, depending on your experience, is around $88,000. However, time is running out to get those applications in for this particular job opening, these job openings with the West Bloomfield Fire Department. So that flyer you're seeing on your screen right now on CivicCenterTV.com, scan that QR code to find even more information on applying for this job, and you can also find more on wbtownship.org. Same goes if you're looking to join law enforcement in our local community. The West Bloomfield Police Department hiring some public safety dispatchers at this time with top pay around $67,327. They're also looking for police officers, whether you're fresh out of the academy or you have some experience behind you and just want to get into maybe some specialized units like the Detectives Bureau, the K-9 unit, the DEA Task Force, a Joint Terrorism Task Force, and so many other opportunities. Those are available to you right now through the police department. And if you're exploring careers in law enforcement, their police service aide, which was formerly known as their cadet unit, also looking to hire some people part-time. And that's a great place to start. In fact, we talked to their new deputy police chief, Dale Young, last week about joining the department. And he had mentioned that he was once a cadet with the West Bloomfield Police Department, which now, of course, would be considered a police service aide. And here he is, years later, the deputy police chief in our local department. In addition, part-time, full-time, and seasonal positions are also available right now with our friends at West Bloomfield Parks and the West Bloomfield Library, and other positions are also available for jobs in various departments placed at West Bloomfield Town Hall. You can learn more about all of those listed job openings and apply right now on wbtownship.org/jobs. wbtownship.org/jobs is the place to go for even more information. We'll take a break on the Splash Live. On the other side, some fun events and some recreational opportunities for veterans coming up in the prettiest little city in Michigan. Stay with us. The Splash Live. We'll be right back.
We'll be right back with the Splash Live. Bringing you stories and memories from Orchard Lake, Civic Center TV, and 89.3 Lakes FM.
When you have a gambling problem, you have a money problem. Don't let your gambling cause you financial hardship. If you or someone you love is struggling with gambling, we can help. Get free confidential counseling and win your life back. Learn more at michigan.gov/problemgambling.
Take a break and tune in to the Splash Live on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. Join Tyler Kieft as he goes through headlines and events, updating you on the day-to-day happenings in Oakland County. Catch us live weekdays 8:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. Watch us on demand at civiccentertv.com. Or watch us on TV at Comcast Channel 15 or AT&T at Channel 99. This is Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. On cable and the radio. On the web too, and on social media. Civic Center TV, television that's close to home. And now, back to the Splash Live.
Welcome back to the Splash Live, keeping Greater West Bloomfield's news close to home 5 days a week on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. I'm your host, Tyler Kieft, as we go through the latest news, information, fun events, and other opportunities available in all four of our communities, including some coming up this week. If you haven't already participated at the Sylvan Lake Community Center Thursday, a great opportunity, January 25th, to join in with their new knitting group and crocheting group at the Sylvan Lake Community Center. This is for people of all different skill levels that are interested in knitting or in crocheting to join in on the team, whether you have just begun to explore this, that's maybe a new hobby in 2024, or maybe, hey, you do this for a living and you're selling knit goods on the web or in a shop nearby. All levels are accepted. There's going to be a knit master and crochet guru and resident Lori Sheffield preparing informational letters that are available at each and every one of these meetings. And there's no sign-up required. You don't have to attend every single week. You can just attend when you are available and want to join in on this special group. More information can be found on every day that they are going to be at the Sylvan Lake Community Center this month and beyond on sylvanlake.org. And again, this is going to be at 6:30 p.m. Thursdays all throughout the calendar year. They will shift this to being a bi-monthly instead of instead of twice monthly in the fall from September through May. So if you want to get a lot of opportunities to learn the skill quickly and repeatedly early on in the year, now is a great time to join in. They had their first meeting a couple weeks ago on January 11th. Their next one coming up 6:30 Thursday, January 25th at the Sylvan Lake Community Center. More information on this and other fun events happening at the Sylvan Lake Community Center each and every week can be found on sylvanlake.org. Another fun event coming up in the prettiest little city in Michigan, specifically for our veterans. Every month, the city of Sylvan Lake has a special Veterans Coffee event at the Sylvan Lake Community Center. But in February, they're going to be expanding that out to a local restaurant staple of the city of Sylvan Lake. The Grill will be inviting in veterans on Monday, February 12th, beginning at 10 a.m. for some free coffee. And of course, you can pay for some scratch-cooked breakfast meals as well. And this is not just open to veterans in the city of Sylvan Lake, but really all throughout the Lakes area. Kelly Krause from the Sylvan Lake What's Going On Facebook group, one of the people behind this event, posted in the Facebook group, all veterans on this page in Sylvan Lake and beyond are welcome. Please join our group, a growing group of brotherhood, conversation, and camaraderie. And you can RSVP by going into the Sylvan Lake What's Going On Facebook group or network throughout the city of Sylvan Lake for more information on this Veterans Coffee event. Again, that is going to be at 10 a.m. on Monday, February 12th at the Grill, located at 2235 Orchard Lake Road, just north of Middle Belt on Orchard Lake Road in the city of Sylvan Lake. One of the many events they will do all throughout the year to celebrate our veterans and connect our veterans to share their stories and more information on maybe their needs in our community all throughout the calendar year. Again, much like other events in the prettiest little city in Michigan, you can always find them listed and available on sylvanlake.org, whether it's a Parks and Recreation event, special events and city celebrations happening all throughout Sylvan all year long, or Veterans Coffees month to month. sylvanlake.org, a great place to start your journey in the prettiest little city. We'll take a break on the Splash Live. On the other side, we'll keep it in the Tri-Cities with a special art group looking to have artists from the local area join them at the Oakland County Farmers Market in April. How you can sign up and get your art featured in that show, plus information from the Oakland County Treasurer's Office if you're in need of some help getting up to date on back taxes owed to your local community. More local stories that are close to home up next on the Splash Live.
We'll be right back with the Splash Live.
I'm an ex-drug dealer, and I'll be your sub today. Two milligrams of fentanyl can be lethal. A lethal dose is in here. Who gets it, I won't know.
It's cheap, it's potent, and it's profitable.
The sad reality is fentanyl is being mixed into everything now.
More kitchen now.
Missed one of our live broadcasts or one of your local municipal meetings? Check it out online at civiccentertv.com. Every meeting, show, and interview on demand. Thank you for watching and listening to Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM.
When I was in foster care, I never knew when I would have to move. So I always had my suitcase ready to go. Then one day, I was adopted. My new parents opened their hearts and home to me. My parents cook my favorite breakfast for me every morning. My parents take me on trips I never thought I would go on. They gave me a home and an even better reason to use that suitcase. My parents aren't perfect, but they're perfect for me.
1 in 4 Michigan homes has high levels of radon, a naturally occurring radioactive gas known to cause lung cancer. It doesn't matter where you live or what type of home you have. You won't even know it's there unless you test. So don't wait. Testing is cheap and easy. And if there's a problem, it's simple to fix. Visit michigan.gov/radon to learn more.
We took action. Will you?
Bringing you stories and memories from West Bloomfield. Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. And now, back to the Splash, live.
Welcome back, and thank you for joining us for the latest news and information that is close to home in the Tri-Cities of Keego Harbor, Orchard Lake Village, and Sylvan Lake, as well as in the Charter Township of West Bloomfield. Each and every day of your work week, I'm your host, Tyler Kieft, thanking you for joining us on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. You can find all of our programming live and on demand, and listings of all the times that we're airing your favorite programs in local municipal meetings, live and live to tape on CivicCenterTV.com with our program schedule. And also we have links to all of our social media, so you can watch us live and follow along on our Facebook page at Civic Center TV 15 and on YouTube at Civic Center TV, with updates throughout social media in other areas as well. It's a great time of the year to start thinking about your interests as we head into the second month of 2024 just next week. Hard to believe we're already a month in, and already looking forward to the month of April is the Art Sale Art Collective out of the city of Keego Harbor and throughout the Lakes area. They're preparing for a special show coming up on April 21st at the Oakland County Farmers Market, and are looking for artists and crafters to join them as some of their featured artists at that show. So for those that aren't familiar with the Art Sale Group, it is a collective that really began as a social media campaign. If you go to facebook.com/groups/art sale, you can join this. It's open to people in Keego Harbor, Sylvan Lake, Orchard Lake Village, West Bloomfield, and surrounding areas of the Lakes community as artists come together to share ideas, information on shows, show off their art, and of course interact with art lovers all throughout our four communities. And one of the many things that they do in this group is post about opportunities coming up, and sometimes they even put these opportunities together themselves. Over the past several years, Art Sale has had a featured show at the Oakland County Farmers Market. That's going to happen in April. So it's open to all across the local area. Applications are currently open. And so if you join them on their Facebook page, again, facebook.com/groups/art sale, or send a direct message on Facebook to Susan Emmerling, you can find even more information about applying to join in and register for this event. You can also send an email for inquiries and more information, artsail.keego@gmail.com. So that's ARTSAIL, like the sail of a sailboat, .keego@gmail.com. And of course, stop by Keego Harbor City Hall and ask one of their deputy clerks or other officials for more information about Art Sale or Keego Harbor Parks and Recreation and other groups throughout the city of Keego Harbor and around our lakes area. They'll be very happy to give you information on all of that. But it's a great time to apply or even join in on that group if you're an artist or an art enthusiast and want to support local artists in the greater West Bloomfield area. Art Sale doing a great job of helping to encourage our artists all throughout the year and support the local arts 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Facebook.com/groups/art sale. Another common problem this year is getting notices about back taxes that are owed on your properties in our local communities. Often that is being addressed directly through the Oakland County Treasurer's Office. But year in and year out, they are putting together efforts to help those that owe back taxes get up to date on those tax payments and prevent delinquent taxes from happening in the future. Right now, those efforts are currently ongoing. Oakland County Treasurer Robert Wittenberg and his team are working with residents to resolve delinquent taxes from tax year 2021 or even before that. Just because you owe these back taxes doesn't mean you can't get up to date and get some help to prevent these issues in the future. They are currently providing availability to sign up to schedule confidential one-on-one calls with members of their team at oakgov.com, or you can find more information on this also on their Facebook page, facebook.com/oakgov. These confidential meetings help you understand what back taxes you owe, how to go about paying these back taxes, whether you're looking to make that lump sum payment to get up to date, or you need to go on a more pocketbook-friendly payment plan to get up to date on your taxes. Regardless, that relief is available to you, plus some advice on ways that you can, and strategies that you can prevent being back on your taxes again in the years to come. So again, more information can be found on this on oakgov.com or by visiting their Facebook page at OakGov on Facebook to learn more information, get links to sign up for these confidential one-on-one calls. And from our team here at Civic Center TV, if you go to our website on civiccentertv.com, in the past, we have talked to Treasurer Wittenberg about this program. And what it's really focused on is, of course, getting those tax funds collected so that they can, of course, go to our local municipal governments to support programs like our parks in our townships, support clearing sidewalks in our cities, support their public works departments, and so on. Necessities that make our communities vibrant and safe all throughout the year, but also to help residents who are having issues because, look, sometimes money is tight and you got to prioritize a roof over your head and food on your table, and things can get out of hand, but there are assistances that are available for you in our community that are non-judgmental and are trying to help you, and that's really what has been emphasized in this effort from the Oakland County Treasurer's Office. Again, one more time, you can find more information on ways to sign up for these confidential one-on-one calls with a member of the Oakland County Treasurer's Office's team at oakgov.com or on their Facebook page, facebook.com/oakgov. We'll have plenty of more stories from across our 4 communities around Oakland County and the Lakes area coming up all throughout the week. Join us on Facebook at Civic Center TV 15, on YouTube at Civic Center TV, on our website on civiccentertv.com, and of course, right here on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. The Splash Live will continue very soon.